The rich taste of home pride, white or wheat. There's no taste like the rich taste of home pride.
You are watching WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul. All today's news with Mike Walcher, Debbie Ely. Dr. Walt Lyons has weather. Tom Hanneman has sports. And now, this is the 6 p.m. report.
They traveled all the way to Tiger Stadium in Detroit, but the presence of Minnesota Twins fans there just didn't do the trick. Twins fever wasn't hot enough. And cheer as they may, thousands of Twins fans back home in the Twin Cities just couldn't get their message across. Good evening, everyone. It was a tough loss for the Twins in Game 3 of the pennant race against Detroit. The final score, the Tigers 7, the Twins 6.
Yes, the Twins' march to the World Series stalled a bit this afternoon in chilly Detroit, but not for lack of a heroic comeback. The Twins lost to the Tigers in a wildly exciting game that included this balk by Les Straker. That made it 2-0 Tigers. Later, Tom Bernansky blasted a shot out of the park to make it 5-4 in favor of the Detroiters. And in the next inning, Gary Gaetti singled in 2 runs to put the Twins up 6-5. But alas, in the bottom of the 8th, Pat Sheridan bested Jeff Reardon, homering with a man on to win the ball game, 7-6. Mark Rosen in Detroit talked to some of the Twins and the Tigers after the game this afternoon, and he joins us live now. Mark?
Well, Mike, I'm sitting on the top step of the Twins dugout right here at Tiger Stadium, where it is cold, it is rainy, it is miserable. And to think that tomorrow night's game doesn't start until 8:30 Tiger Stadium time here in Detroit. Well, maybe snowing by then if it gets any colder. Yes, it was a frustrating loss for the Twins. And, you know, this is the Tigers version of the Homer Hanky, go get 'em Tigers. About 10,000 of these ended up on the field here at Tiger Stadium after Pat Sheridan's game-winning home run. And after the game, we talked to Pat Sheridan and asked him if a home run like that can change the course of a series.
The way the series has been going. Well, I think it shifted the momentum, that's for sure. I know 5-0, and then we lost the lead. The momentum was on their side, and we were feeling a little down in the dugout until, I know when I came back to the dugout, everybody was pretty happy, so hopefully that continues through tomorrow.
Well, I don't think people realized that it was going to be this good of a series. I think both teams realized it was going to be a scrapping game. I mean, and ain't nobody going to give up here. Those guys battled all year long. We battled all year long. People putting us down. We kept coming back when we had to. And I think a lot of people thought that this was going to be a runaway type thing.
And, of course, it hasn't been a runaway thing. We've seen 3 outstanding baseball games. I think realistically the Twins felt that they could get 1 win out of 3 games here, go back to the Metrodome, win 1 out of 2 there. The series is theirs, of course. But when you come within 6 outs of getting that win here this afternoon, yeah, it hurts a little bit, but the Twins, I think, still feel that they gave it quite an effort this afternoon. And we'll have more, of course, in the Twins postgame a little bit later coming up in sports.
Very good. Look forward to that. Thank you, Mark. Debbie?
Twins fans who stayed home in Minnesota remained defiant despite the loss. At Champs Bar in Richfield, fans cheered when the Twins took the lead and kept cheering even when they lost.
The Twins played a very good game, and it goes to show the people in Detroit that the Twins are in the same caliber and that they can play with them.
It's all right, you know, we made them sweat and give Detroit something to cheer about.
I think our chances are still good. We come back from a 5-0 deficit. Watch out, Detroit!
Hundreds of Twins fans traveled to Detroit for Game 3, carrying the Twins fever with them. Daryl Savage was with them this afternoon and joins us now from outside Tiger Stadium. Daryl?
Debbie, the fans here are not taking that loss sitting down. Yeah, 100 fans came out, and they certainly cannot compare to the noise that was generated by 55,000 in the Metrodome. That seemed to be giving a reputation to Minnesota fans as being some of the loudest fans in all of baseball. But those fans who did come are making a reputation for themselves in Detroit as well. It wasn't hard to find the Twins' rooting section. The players' wives and a handful of other Minnesota fans made themselves heard.
We got our hankies, we got our whistles, and we're here with them, so they got the home field advantage no matter what.
Well, maybe not quite a home field advantage. After all, Tiger Stadium holds nearly 60,000. But this section was the loudest one in the ballpark.
I think we cheered pretty loud a minute ago. We were pretty good.
Tiger fans seemed to agree.
The whistles have already given us headaches.
There were no headaches for supporters who love the Twins. Some banners show that Minnesota has a national following. But don't be misled. Most of the Tiger fans are already sick of the Homer hanky.
Take the hankies and stuff them.
Most of the nearby people in Tiger hats spent as much time booing the Twins fans as they did cheering the Tigers. And after the game, Minnesota's whistles were quiet. Debbie, the fans here are keeping their chins up despite the loss, but I'm sorry to report that there was an ugly scene after the game ended. We showed you the section where a lot of the Twins fans were and a lot of the Twins' wives. Well, a lot of the Tiger fans started taunting them after the game. Even some of the people got right in the Twins' wives' faces and started whistling in their faces. Security had to be called up, and security eventually had to escort the wives and a lot of the Twins fans out. But believe me, I believe those fans are going to be back tomorrow. They're hoping that they can win because they can get that revenge by winning either tomorrow or on Monday. And those whistles will be out again. Debbie?
Tomorrow will be a better day. Thank you, Darrell. Tomorrow the Twins do get another chance, and Game 4 will be played at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Game time, 7:25 our time.
And there's some other news in Brooklyn Park. Police say they will charge a 25-year-old man with 2 counts of murder following an early morning fire that killed 2 people. The victims are the man's wife, 38-year-old Sharon Henning Sangren of Brooklyn Park, and 35-year-old Scott Judge, also from Brooklyn Park, an acquaintance of the couple. Police say they don't know why the man allegedly set his home ablaze, but as Terry Sater reports, the arrest was made based on evidence discovered this afternoon.
Flames engulfed Sharon Sangren's Brooklyn Park home shortly after 3:30 this morning. Sangren, her husband, and 2 other people were still inside. Then a neighbor woke up when he says he heard Sangren's husband pounding at his door. Mark Parnell saw the flames and called for help.
After I hung up with the people on the phone, I just went in the garage and grabbed my axe and went back over there and handed it to them, told them, you know, if they can break the windows out and get her out of there, whatever it was going to be.
Sangren's husband told friends he escaped through his bedroom window, but left his wife behind. A man boarding at the home escaped through a basement window. Sharon Sangren died in her bedroom. Another man was found dead in the kitchen. Police say they became suspicious because the fire spread so quickly and decided to arrest the suspect after interviewing friends and family of the victims. One of Sangren's sisters says Sharon complained of violent arguments with her husband.
She told me that, you know, he was giving her black eyes and the marks and stuff, and I've seen a few marks on her, and I told her, I says, well, why don't you just get away from him, you know, before he kills you or whatever, and she really didn't answer me.
The couple had been married for about a year. Both were unemployed, and friends say the Sangrens were having financial problems. A man who says he took his brother to the Sangren home last night says his brother died in the fire.
I wake up in the morning and all of a sudden there's a chaplain at the door telling me my brother is dead, man. What's going on?
Suspicious?
Suspicious as hell, man. I'm wondering what the hell, what's going on?
Police obtained a search warrant this afternoon and started collecting evidence inside the house.
The intense heat of that particular fire has led to speculation that some type of a chemical may have been used to ignite that particular situation.
Police say samples from the house will be tested at the state crime lab this week to see if, in fact, some kind of petroleum product was used to start the fatal fire. Terry Sater, WCCO Television News, Brooklyn Park.
Charges are expected to be filed against the suspect on Wednesday. A Midway Airlines jetliner bound for Minneapolis blew out a window and part of a wall yesterday at Midway Airport in Chicago. The jet turned too close to the terminal, and the exhaust shattered the window and the wall. 2 people suffered minor cuts. They were treated at the scene, and they refused further medical attention.
Still to come, what's in a name, especially if you are the governor of Minnesota?
We'll tell you about something new on the NPR airwaves and something different on Nicollet Mall.
.35mm camera owners. Bring any 24 or 36 exposure color print film to Walgreens for processing, and we'll give you a roll of free film including processing. Yes, Walgreens is giving away a free 12 exposure roll of Studio 35 color print film including processing with 35mm photo finishing orders. Over 1,300 Walgreens are linked by the Intercom network. In seconds, your prescription records are available to you at any Walgreens in America.
They're coming to a Hardee's near you. The stars of Hardee's Cinnamon and Raisin Biscuits. And now, when you buy any 2 Rise and Shine biscuits or any dessert, you can get a cool California raisin for only 99 cents. There's 4 in all, a new one each week. Get your California raisins at Hardee's. Another way we're out to win you over.
After several months, Minnesota Public Radio has replaced Garrison Keillor and his Prairie Home Companion radio show. About 1 hour ago, the new show made its debut on the airwaves. It's called Good Evening and stars Noah Adams, the longtime co-host of All Things Considered. Good Evening features a wide range of musical guests from swing to folk, pop to classical. This show will broadcast Thanksgiving and Christmas specials nationwide, but it won't begin weekly broadcast nationally until the 9th of January.
Commuters in the northern suburbs will find their downtown trip a little easier come Monday morning. Dignitaries today dedicated the new Braun Bridge linking the cities of Brooklyn Park and Coon Rapids. The $27 million structure took nearly 4 years to complete and will form part of the new Highway 610. Planners expect the new bridge to carry 65,000 cars per day by the next century. New additions went up today on Nicollet Mall in downtown Minneapolis. 2 giant archways near the corners of 8th and 9th Streets. They are part of the grand opening of the swanky Conservatory Shopping Center. Tiny twinkling lights will illuminate the arches, which, by the way, are tall enough for MTC buses to travel through. The official Conservatory grand opening ceremony is set for Monday.
Well, a Sunday drive through the Twin Cities tomorrow may not be the best of ideas. The 6th annual Twin Cities Marathon happens at 8 a.m. Runners will wind around the Minneapolis lakes, finishing up near the state capitol in St. Paul. WCCO's exclusive live coverage of the big event begins at 7:30 tomorrow morning. And today, in conjunction with the marathon, nearly 1,000 runners took part in the family fun runs at Lake Phelan. Children and parents alike pounded around the lake. Music provided today by the Rockin' Hollywoods.
Kansas Senator Robert Dole passed through the Twin Cities today on a campaign tour. The Republican presidential hopeful spoke this afternoon at a town meeting in Hopkins. Dole says that Minnesota will play an important part in the coming presidential campaign.
Well, it's number 4 or 5, and it's very important to get that early momentum, and that's why we're going to be spending a lot of time in this state.
Dole also used his stop in the state to meet with his Midwest campaign leaders.
Minnesota Governor Rudy Perpich has ordered a change, this time a change of his name. Throughout his 27 years in public office, the name has always been Rudy Perpich. But from now on, he'll be known as Rudolph G. Perpich on all official correspondence. The governor's new director of communications is trying to promote a positive Perpich image. Wonder what the G stands for.
I don't know.
Weather will play a big factor in 2 events tomorrow, and Dr. Walt will be up next with the forecast.
And a look at how a group of Twin Cityans are helping in winter preparations.
Songs to sing along with. From the Light FM, FM 103, WLTE. Listen to the Light FM at work all day, at home to take it easy, in the car to unwind, at night and on weekends to relax with the family and friends. Here's how we do it. No boring, sleepy strings. No elevator music. No blast of rock. Just hour after hour of songs to sing along with on the Light FM 103 WLTE.
This week on Our Magazine.
It is fantasy and it is for adults.
A candid interview with the husband of a porno star.
I would not want to go back to the United Methodist Church.
The controversial suspension of a lesbian pastor.
How soon after the divorce did he remarry?
Oh, within 2 or 3 months.
Plus, coping with rekindled emotions when your ex-spouse remarries.
You're not alone in this and all these kinds of crazy feelings that you're feeling.
All this week on Our Magazine.
Our Magazine, Monday morning at 9 on Channel 4.
It is moral indignation linked with determination that has provoked this meeting today.
This is a rally to protest what organizers say is the lack of cooling and ventilation in nursing homes around Minnesota. Attorney General Skip Humphrey and 2 state lawmakers were on hand to promote laws to correct the situation. This grew out of problems this past summer during the heat wave.
Dirt on the burners here. I'm going to remove the burners so we can clean them.
Local pipe fitters were out in force today, helping elderly and handicapped Twin Cityans with their heating problems. More than 2,000 union furnace experts fanned out across the metro area to check faulty heating systems. One homeowner says the free inspection will do a lot for her peace of mind.
Well, at least I know that it's all right, you know. I don't have to worry about it.
For more information about energy assistance programs, you can call 770-1010 in the metro area, the number 1-800-652-9747 in outstate Minnesota. And you can use that energy. We have a few more nights like last evening.
We've turned the heat on at our home, and I don't recall turning the heat on quite this early. This seems rather early for winter.
Good question. Yeah, it's pretty unusually cold, about 25 degrees colder than it should be. And the people who are going to be in the marathon tomorrow had better watch out for puddles, frozen ones. You can slip and fall down and go boom and hurt yourself, I think. Yeah, it's a little squirrely out there. We were 35 degrees. We were kept warm last night by the cloud deck, but it only got up to 40 degrees. The same cloud deck kept the sun's warmth from illuminating us. Normally, we're in the low 60s this time of year. And in 1928, hey, it was 90 degrees. I mean, that's summer. And no precipitation at all. We're still waiting for our official first flake. There were flakes around the area today, but not at the official recording site. Last year we did it on the 14th of October, 85, one of the earliest ever, 24th of September. But typically it's in the last second or third week of October when we get flaked on. And we were north of some snow, not too far south. We were too far north. A band of snow went from Wyoming through portions of South Dakota, down into Nebraska, even northern Kansas, Omaha, had nearly an inch of snow with the third earliest snow they have ever had in Omaha. Boy, radar, though, right now is clear and free of any precipitation echoes, and it's going to stay that way for a day or two or more. Radar is interesting, but satellite really shows you the picture. We have been under the clouds all day, but you can see very obviously clearing moving in with light winds, clear skies. That means the temperature is going to take a nosedive as this polar high moves over us. This entire region is going to have near record low temperatures tonight. Temperatures even in the single digits in a few spots up north where it was in the teens last night. 12 at Aberdeen. It was 15 a record low at Huron, also out at Helena, Montana. 18 record low at Sioux Falls this morning. We were one of the warm spots due to that cloud cover. Tomorrow it's not really going to warm up much. We'll get a little help from the sun, but another weak reinforcing cool front will come through, and that's going to keep us in this chilly air mass. But the precipitation, at least, is going to be on the corners, away from us. Detroit tomorrow will have pretty much the kind of weather we had today, so they're going to have a chilly evening game tomorrow night. I hope the Twins like to play in cold weather, because that's what they're going to get. It'll be in the 40s during the day throughout this entire region, Detroit included, slipping down into the upper 30s, I think, when they say play ball. Whew. At least there won't be that much wind. And tomorrow actually will be a fairly nice day for a walk to go out and see what's left of the leaves. It'll become partly cloudy, as it is right now. It'll be a little warmer because right now it's 37 only, 19 the dew point, 48% the humidity. The winds are southwest barely. Tonight, clear and cooler, 25 or even lower. The record low for tomorrow morning is 22. Tomorrow morning, mostly sunny, not so cool, which is not to say warm. It'll be breezy, only 47. Southwest winds up to 20 at times. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, still the upper 20s. Then on Monday, partly sunny, 50, 52 if we're lucky. And then we're going to start to warm up all the way to normal, and then right back in the freezer again as another shot of Canadian cool comes our way. Yes, this is a cool October, in case you haven't noticed.
Okay, thank you. Sports is next. We will take you back to Detroit, and like it or not, we're going to have more on that Twins loss to the Tigers.
She's a wild punk rocker by night, a housewife and mother by day. Imagine sitting in a nightclub watching your own mother saunter on stage in a red spandex bodysuit and a black leather jacket. We'll meet a 40-year-old California mother turned punker and her kids who say, "Mom, we're mortified." What's it like? Find out next time.
Donahue, Tuesday morning at 8 on Channel 4.
Tonight on My Sister Sam, Jack and Sam's romance hits a little snag.
Jack and I used to live together.
Then on Everything's Relative,
Do you believe in miracles?
will a hot stock tip lead to riches or ruin? And on Legwork, a murder investigation draws Claire into the mob's dangerous inner circle.
Call me wild and crazy.
And this week on West 57th, U2, the rock supergroup that's using their music to preach for peace. That's West 57th, tonight.
They're coming to a Hardee's near you. The stars of Hardee's Cinnamon and Raisin Biscuits. any 2 Rise and Shine biscuits or any dessert, you can get a cool California raisin for only 99 cents. There's 4 in all, a new one each week. Get your California raisins at Hardee's. Another way we're out to win you over.
Wheel spinners, wheel grinners, wheel winners. Next,
I'm a wheel watcher.
be a wheel watcher
I'm a wheel watcher.
on Channel 4.
Every day.
What great baseball in the playoffs. In all 3 American League playoffs, the Twins have come from behind. However, today the Tigers staged a rally of their own and won Game 3 7-6 at Tiger Stadium. Rookie Les Straker didn't have much of a chance to enjoy his 28th birthday today. Watch his head closely here. The slightest movement. Yeah, they called the balk. It cost a run. Sparky Anderson in the dugout, very happy about that. Dan, the shot setter, relieved Straker later in the 3rd. Served up a double to Larry Herndon. It scored a pair of runs to give Detroit a 5-0 lead. Shot setter wound up pitching 3 strong innings, but the Twins were facing huge odds considering their road record this past year. Those odds improved in the 4th when Greg Gagne took Walt Terrell downtown. It was Gagne's first hit of the series. Bush added an RBI for a 5-2 score after 4. No team has ever come back from 5 runs to win a league championship game. However, the Twins were never much at history. Tom Brunetsky shaved the lead to 1 run with a 2-run homer here in the 6th. Bruno has 6 RBIs this series on 4 hits, 5-4 after 6 innings. The comeback was complete in the 7th with Mike Henneman in relief. Gaiati drilled a 2-out single to right. Bases were loaded, 2 runs scored. Mr. Clutch, Gary Gaiati, put the young Twins ahead 6-5 with the 2nd hit of the game, so the Twins didn't give up. With Jack Morris on first base as a pinch runner, Pat Sheridan proved that the Tigers never quit either. He blasted a 2-run shot off of Jeff Reardon with 1 out in the 8th inning. Sheridan's heroics sent the Tigers Stadium into a frenzy, something the Twins fans can relate to. Sheridan had only 6 home runs during the regular season. The Tigers' dugout won't soon forget the 7th of the year. He put Detroit 7-6 ahead to stay, and they were happy to be in their home park. They threatened to add to their lead, but Gary Gaiati came up with a great catch. Disregarding that roll-up of Tarp, he went into the seats and got it. That ended the inning. Gaiati another shot to be a hero, but Henneman got him swinging to end the game. A great game, 7-6 final. The Twins will regroup for Game 4 tomorrow night in Detroit. Mark Rosen was at today's Twins game in Detroit. Mark?
Well, Tony, I think lost in the dramatics of Sheridan's home run, and a real bonus for the Twins was the relief pitching job by Dan Schatzeder, who has been inconsistent at best for Minnesota, but his middle relief pitching for the Twins, they really kept the Twins in it and allowed them to come back at that point. Schatzeder is a former Detroit Tiger who really did enjoy pitching in today's cold weather.
I'm not really that high on the indoor pitching thing, so I like pitching outdoors. I've always liked pitching here when I played here. I like the mound, and the crowd really gets into it.
You know, I don't know. I got tired of writing the scenarios and trying to figure out what was going to happen. Last week we played after we got out of Toronto, and these guys just keep going out there and playing. It's fun. It's tough. It's tough on the heart. Gray hairs and everything else, but it's been real satisfying.
We were down 5-0, the guys came back. That's got to say enough about our ball club. Playing on the road or at home, don't matter. We're doing the best we can, and real happy the way the guys battled back after facing a tough pitcher, Walt Terrell, and coming back and getting the lead. And Jeff just didn't get him today. He's not Superman. He's going to have his good days and bad days, and his good days certainly outnumber the bad.
And another guy who doesn't mind pitching in cool weather is Frank Viola, who will get the start for the Twins tomorrow night on 3 days rest. Viola recalling his days back at St. John's University in New York, said, I pitched in a lot of cold weather. It'll be cold here tomorrow night, as Dr. Walt mentioned. I don't know, it feels like it's about 10 above here right now. Game time, 7:30 in the Twin Cities, 8:30 here at Tiger Stadium. It'll be a long night, but I think the Twins get 1 win out of here, Tony. They got to be feeling pretty good going back home. Very frustrating loss, but a very uplifting performance, I think, overall by the Twins today on the road, where they've had all sorts of difficulties.
Well, win 1 of the 3, would you? And we'll be good shape. Okay.
I think you're right.
Right. Meanwhile, at Candlestick Park last night, the St. Louis Cardinals finally found a flame. It happened in the 7th inning against San Francisco in Game 3 of the National League playoffs. St. Louis scored 4 runs to take a 5-4 lead. 2 runs came in on Vince Coleman's single to center for the game-winning RBI. It came off Don Robinson in relief of Atlee Hammaker. Bob Forsch got the win for the Cards, who lead that series now 2-1. Game 4 tonight at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Danny Cox will go for the Cards against Mike Krukow of the Giants. Game 5 will be tomorrow afternoon.
Well, the Gopher football team is now 5-0 after a 45-33 win over Northwestern today. If you're grading this one, give the Gophers an A for offense, a D for defense. You talk about a wild one of the Wildcats, over 1,100 yards of offense between the two teams. Northwestern's Byram Sanders ate up a ton of real estate. His touchdown here, part of 295 yards rushing. That pulled the Wildcats to within a 24-19 score in the third quarter. The Gophers used a big play to win it in the fourth quarter. Ricky Foggy to Jason Bruce, 80 yards, a scoring strike. Bruce had a pair of TD catches today. The fireworks, though, were far from over in Evanston. Darrell Thompson will take a pitch from Foggy, and watch this guy go. Gets a great block from Gary Couch and rambles 61 yards into the end zone. Thomas finished up with 144 yards. That put the Gophers up 38-26. Northwestern came back with a touchdown to make it 38-33 Gophers. But on the third down play, Ricky Foggy on a rollout here, gets some running room, and he takes off. Gets a couple of outstanding blocks. He goes 72 yards for the touchdown. That put it away. The Gophers unbeaten after 5 games. They may make a bid for the top 20 this coming week. Let's take a look now at the surprising Big Ten scores today. Indiana upset Ohio State, and how? Michigan State beat Michigan. Iowa over Wisconsin as expected. Purdue beat Illinois. What's going on in the Big Ten? I'll tell you, I don't know.
Good for the Gophers, though.
Absolutely.
They get a chance. Thank you. There's only one way to look at today's Twins loss. There's still one game ahead and only 2 more to play till they are home sweet dome again.
So we say goodnight with a note of optimism.
We're gonna win, Twins. We're gonna score. We're gonna win, Twins. What's that baseball score? Knock out a home run, shout a hit hooray.
Did you know more and more Minnesotans are turning to gold?
You mean Aware Gold?
And senior gold.
And now HMO Gold, the first triple option HMO.
That's not surprising. People have been turning to Blue Cross and Blue Shield for innovations in health coverage for over 50 years.
The same name that protects 1 million Minnesotans. Won't be long before the whole state turns to gold.
Turn to gold.
With Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota.
We're at a famous restaurant outside Chicago where we've secretly replaced the coffee with sand and ground up clamshells. Let's see what happens. Relax, Monsieur Andre. This is all to prove a point about how well the Regina Electric Room cleans beautiful bare floors. Zip, zip, no more clamshells. Now, if the Regina Electric Room can do such a good job here, imagine what it can do in your home. Just ask Monsieur Andre.
All over America, ordinary flat walls are coming alive. Introducing a stunning new way to decorate your home.
Where you're missing it, wake up.
Innova sculptured vinyl. Make your home come to life.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Look at this studio, filled with glamorous prizes, fabulous and exciting merchandise, including this magnificent classic baby grand piano, this elegant sterling silver service, and for the discriminating driver, the new Trans Am. Over $108,000 just waiting to be won on Wheel of Fortune.
Negative.
Where is he?
Hi, boys. Diet Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Now, when you taste the Diet Pepsi sensation, you could win a Club Med vacation. See your store display for details.
There's a special bond between children and their teacher. For nearly 9 months each year, it's a relationship of testing, learning, and growing. But just as important is the communication between parent and teacher. I'm Colleen Needles. Find out how to make the most of your next parent-teacher conference Tuesday on the 10 p.m. report.
It's time to replace your car's muffler. Wednesday, find out where you'll get the best installation. 2 special cover stories beginning Tuesday on the 10 p.m. report.
She's a wild punk rocker by night, a housewife and mother by day. Imagine sitting in a nightclub watching your own mother saunter on stage in a red spandex bodysuit and a black leather jacket. We'll meet a 40-year-old California mother turned punker and her kids who say, "Mom, we're mortified." What's it like? Find out next time.
Donahue, Tuesday morning at 8 on Channel 4.